Hey, good morning, Dex, Valerie, Arturo, Valerie, Valerie, Mahalo, Don, Andrew, Jan, Craig. Good morning. Hey, everybody. How's it going? If you want to chat with me, like all these fine folks on the live stream, all you got to do, click the button right over here, the little green overlay button that says subscribe when you put your mouse over it or your finger or whatever. All you got to do that. And a few seconds later, live stream chat, boom, it's active. And it may not work on an iDevice, I guess, like iPhone maybe. I've heard some people tell me in the past it didn't work too good. But if you got the YouTube app or you got, anything else, web browser, Android phone for certain, you can see the live stream chat. And if you're tuning in after I'm no longer live, click the link down below. Leave me a comment. And then in the description, I have a link for like a $5 thing called the Market Roadmap. If you want to join that, you get a watch list every week, and you can come chat with me in Discord all freaking day, all night too. You can tag me any time of the day. I may not answer right away, depending on what I'm doing, but try to get there. Yeah. So, big news today: Tesla earnings. Dun, 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 dun. Tesla earnings. Today is the day, right? Got Netflix too. So coming in hot this evening after the close, right here. Check it out. Yeah, ASML reporting this morning, and ouch, made the top mover down list. So we've got a variety of things that reported earnings since yesterday. UAL, Interactive Brokers. This is like the list of the bearish stuff this morning so far. So right there we got, we may have to reference this again because some of these aren't on the list, but we may pop them up and look. The list isn't very long today. I need to show you something on the market. We'll talk about it here in just a minute, but we do have Netflix and Tesla right there, two big names. That's kind of dominating the week, although lots of financials the rest of the week, and then we really kick up earnings into high gear next week. So that's the big stuff. These two kind of dominate, set the tone for the week. Big tech getting started. I'm gonna, instead of calling it FANG, call it TANG. Tesla, swap out. Since we don't have Facebook anymore, why even call it FANG anymore? There's no F. So now it's TANG. Throw Tesla in there because Tesla is a tech company. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you call it. Anyway, Romer, I love your grimacing. What's it gonna do? It's like a coin flip at this point. And coin flips aren't are bias. I thought that was interesting. It depends on the flipper of the coin. It's not a 50-50 flip because we don't flip coins. It's something like 70% of people don't flip coins in a manner that will produce a 50-50 outcome. 70% of us flip a coin. Whatever is up when we flip it will be up when it lands. Isn't that interesting? I was reading that research this weekend. They flipped a ridiculous amount of coins to prove that too. Like something like 700,000 coin flips. Anyway. Hey, Pat, Michael, Gary, Rongamer, Ted, Sven, Larry, Merle. Glad to have everybody. All right, so all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get it right again. It's a bummer, but to think about. But I may never get another prediction right again. So make sure you're careful who you listen to. All right, who you believe. Make sure you believe it too. Have a plan when you enter because this presentation is intended to be informational, educational, and fun. Entertainment, It is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. No stocks, no options, no cryptos, no futures, no Forex, no bonds, no nothing, all right? Don't buy or sell any of them. I'm not recommending you do that, all right? If you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. I got the blue. It's kind of I don't know what color flavor to call that. It's kind of a blueberry-y. It's not, I don't know. It's not like blue raspberry, but it kind of is. But it's not blueberry, but it kind of is. I don't know. Maybe it's a blue raspberry. I don't know. It's a unique flavor. That's what it is. Morning, Nikki. All right. So you got to hire that financial advisor if you need help. So that's not me. All right. But links in the description if you want to come hang out. If you think my predictions come true more than they don't, Let's jump into S&P, and let's jump down in the time frame here really quickly, because I want to show you something. 30-minute chart, I think, is where we see it. Yeah. So right back here on the 3rd, we made that lowest low, right? I'm going to grab a tool I don't use very often. Right here. 1, 2. See that 3-wave thing? 2. Now, it's debatable. Was this the 3 or was this the 3? I'm going to go with this one right here, because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up into that 3. Very beautiful. And then this would be the 4 right back here. And this potentially the 5. Now, where does that leave us? I briefly mentioned this last night, that this could be a 5 web. But here, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this little baby 1, 2, 3, 4, very deep 4, and a 5 there on that 5. This leaves us open to doing a 618 retrace off of this right here. We got the steep pullback last night. ES kind of getting a little continuation here, even after that little mini rally. We could see a dip into this, say, 4,300 area one more time. Be careful out there. All right. Be careful. So, got lots of boxes on this chart, lots of cautionary areas, but let's clean it up a little bit and show. Yeah, we do have the head and shoulders sitting there, potentially. Come down to here now. So sitting there, we do have the, and this could go fast. This could flush out today. You know, we're looking at as big as like a 2% down. All right, this could go very quickly though. Very, very quickly. You can do this in one day. All today. And we can even do the recovery. Be back up here all in one day. We could be a spike down or reverse. All right, something wicked could happen in the market today. Just be careful, all right? I need everybody to be very careful. This is kind of high probability at this point. Not everybody I follow and participate with sees it this way, but there's a lot of variance in the way this counts right now. But this, like, you see how that was 1, 2, 3 into that low. This is 1, 2, 3 into that low. This looks like it could be what's happening. All right, and it's been my experience when a lot of people don't see it, it tends to be what it does. It's kind of the clear picture to me. And this showed up yesterday, and I was like, I liquidated a bunch of marginal long positions, stuff that just wouldn't do anything. I liquidated that yesterday because I didn't really want to ride it back down. I can load up on some stuff if we do that today. So if you see a big dip down to that 4,300 area, that's like opportunity to potentially load up, especially if we come ripping right back up through. Alrighty. S5FI, not valid on the 15-minute. Yeah. Kind of already up to the middle. Getting real close. 50. And of course, this is log scale, so it's all skewed, but getting back up into that middle zone already, though. Right around the 40-50 area. How high do we go before we dip again? I'm not sure. Yeah, usually we've dipped by now. We don't typically go all the way up before we dip again, but it's entirely possible. That was it. And we're just taking off back to the 80. Highly likely, once we went down to basically the single digits, kind of touched in there, that we are going up to 80. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, we're probably going up to 80. That's 80 stocks above their 50-day moving average on the S&P 500. So just keep it in mind. Since we went all the way down here in the single digits, we're highly likely to get up there above 80. So, yes, the impulse moves always have 5. They can start with a leading diagonal, which is a weird thing. It gets more complicated, but looking for the most clear path. So, impulse moves do always contain 5 waves, should always contain 5 waves if they're going to be hold true. kind of one of those things. And wave, there's some definite rules, and like wave 2 can never be lower than wave 1, never. Now, looking at the S&P 500 futures, we'll dive into earnings here in just a minute. This is looking corrective overnight. You see how we got that big spike yesterday? That was kind of what indicated to me that we were in kind of like a wave 5, like that was pretty sparky. And then we came right back down, had the close, and went into this like drift off overlappy bulk. Ugh, I don't like that. But then when you look at the pattern on ES, it's less clear because we didn't get a higher high here. So was this the high back here? And this is all a big correction? Kind of makes sense for ES to be in a correction since right back over here. And we could bottom out kind of right there at 4,300. That corresponds, right? If ES is about 30 points higher than S&P, if we go down to this area right here, $43.26, that puts us right around that 4,300 on S&P 500 cash index. Possibly could push just a little lower. That put it down to the 43.80 or 42.80. So be careful. This is kind of coming together here. That this may have been a corrective deal, and we could see this push on lower. Now, is that going to happen? This is highly dependent on whether it happens today. Like if it happens during the day today, this flush, Tesla and Netflix are probably going to have positive results, and we're going to go higher. I know it's just 2 stocks, but well, it may not even be the results. It may just be the reaction is positive. So this is one of those, like, we're going to thread the needle situations here. If we don't do this today, then the reaction for Tesla and Netflix is likely to cause us to do this tomorrow. And then we go ripping off. If we can hold support at that level right here on the S&P, like this level right here. We hold support there and turn up. Rockets, baby. Going higher. Now, this correction looks done. Like all the divergence, all the things that we've built up, all this stuff, it looks like we're probably done going lower. The only one that gives me pause and question is this one right here. Very sloppy. And that's the Russell. So I kind of want to see Russell retracing back to the 618 level of this move up off the lows. We have the lows, right? It did this big overlap thing. So go lowest low up to, I don't even know which one to use at this point. A little more clear on the cash here. If we get down to this area, turn back up, that can be positive, but that is a lower high, 3 lower highs in a row. This is why I'm a little concerned. On Russell. And look, we're already right down in the vicinity. Pre-market, 173.58. Already in the neighborhood. If we can hold 172.50, what is it? 172.35. I got too many lines drawn on here. Yeah, right there you go. That low, that high. We hold 172.35. Turn back up through that. That's a measured bounce. Can lead to much higher prices, like 200 on IWM very quickly. That's a 25-point rally. So kind of watching these things very, very, very closely today. Oil. Let's jump back out to the daily. Look at this. Still kind of stuck in that. We tried to break higher. It was looking really positive earlier overnight, and then getting slammed back down. That's probably going to come down and test at least the 618, if not retrace all the way back down to the roadmap line. So 618 right in there, roadmap line down here. We'll see which one it does. Gold breaking out. This is beautiful. got to get above these highs. Once we do, it's game on. Like once we get clear the orange box, I'm going to send an alert at this point. Once we clear it and don't just spike up and get slammed back down, game on. We're going higher. Bitcoin just consolidating. Can't get its crap together here. We may need a deeper retrace again. I don't know. I want to see it hold above that orange box that I drew on there last month, August, I don't know, 2 months ago. I want to see it hold above that box. If we can, break back above these highs. Look, we had a little spike up and rejection. So I want to see that hold and go. And that can be very positive for getting extensions higher on Bitcoin. Ethereum still not participating, although it is green while Bitcoin is red. So that's interesting. Dollar looking like we're still on the path to get to 108. Recharging, charging up energy for the next pop. 108. Kind of my target up there. All right, Floor and Decor. Nice pop. Market just opened. Nice pop. Resistance at the roadmap line. That's fairly simple at this point. That was a big slam. Kind of took a big slam with all these home improvements. All took a big slam. Imagine that. Home sales declining because the interest rates. I mean, now let's look at this before we get too far into everything. Tesla right here. So when we go back and look at this, here's all of our numbers, right? These are all the reactions on earnings. We tend to get a fair size drop. Last time we got a fair size drop. Now, Wrongerer was going through it and he looked at just fourth quarters. When you just look at fourth quarters, man, the odds are we kind of maybe pop, but maybe just stay flat. So, and then we specifically look at what we did here last time. That was like a 30% drop. And we're just parked in the middle. Right here. That watermelon seed squeeze, indecision. I mean, set the range back here. Just kind of lower highs, higher lows. It's kind of a coin flip. I would be careful being too long on this one. I actually liquidated my position yesterday. Yeah, so be careful is what I gotta say. We look back last year, kind of got an initial pop and then a drop. Looking back the year before, that was a big pop. Big pop. 43% gain. Look back the year before, that was like right in the split time and small drift off and then a huge rally. So 10% down and then got zillions up. Yeah, if you had liquidated and didn't get back in at the low, you missed out on 132% rally there. So what does old Musco and the team have up their sleeve to announce? Not so sure. Yeah, right there. That one right there. Fourth quarter, 33%. So fourth quarters tend to be a little more bullish than the rest of them. What's it going to do? Not sure. We don't usually have this watermelon seed squeeze bullcrap coming into earnings. You can see back here, we don't usually big drop. And that one like that one may be the closest one. Look, we had a drop, came up, sitting about the middle, and we dropped again back down with the lows. So we could see this return to the lows one more time. Not sure. But equally, it could pop because we came into this. Now, like I was saying, is this the A or was this the entry and this is the A, B, C, D, E? I don't know. This could be the A wave of the higher, and then this is the A, B, C, D, E. I don't know. Then Netflix, that has been in a correction since this spike up on the last earnings. IWM hitting my target for the downside into that 618 level. So we did this. This is a beautiful correction. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right down into the 1272. This is actually a really nice potential to go ripping off higher. 521. Now, looking at Netflix on the normal chart where I have everything shown, right down to the support level, where we found support back here in April. 1, 2, 3, right down into it. And pull it down. We may see a positive reaction out of Netflix. It's either going to break down below this or go rocketing off. Rocketing off might be, maybe buy some cheap $400 calls for the end of, for Friday. I don't know. Could see that could be a crazy pop. There may not be such a thing as cheap $400 calls, but that's $50 up. I don't know. Do a debit spread on some calls. Could pay the lottery. Anyway, if that's so, that's gambling. Straight up gambling. I'm not even joking. That'd be straight up gambling on Netflix earnings. But this does look like a correction. Looks like it's near complete and can go launching off. So this one's much more clear than Tesla. If I was gonna play, probably play long, and maybe like a 385, 390, 400. I don't know. Those options may not even be affordable. But there you go. Now, what would I expect it to stop at? Shoot, I don't know. I mean, we could go ripping right up to the top. We missed filling this gap from back here. That's at the top of that orange box is that gap fill. We missed it by about 20, 15, 20 points, 20, 25 points right there. So we have that extra to go. We may see it launch right up there. I mean, the reactions on earnings can be pretty wild. I mean, look at last time. Look at that giant pop and then, ouch. Anyway, there you go. That's Tesla, Netflix, SPR, Spirit is hanging out bearish. And United was reporting earnings last night, continuing the bearish drop. Thought everybody was traveling. Gotta get your narrative straight, I guess. AMAT. Oh, that's probably coming. Like, look, that was a 618 bounce. Like, that drop, retrace 618, hold, dropping down. Probably gonna push down to this area right here. If we do, find support, and then next high. TSM. And it bounced off the roadmap line. We can go on another extension lower. Be 81 down in this orange box where we've had support several times before. GMAB. Oh, wow. Talk about it. Ouch. Sometimes. Yeah, lower drug sales. That can make a lower low. Be careful. It's a pharma. That's below the 786, so 20. Ouch. At $9 down, that's like a third off of the current price. SQM. Can we turn the corner here? This would be a beautiful place to do it. Has potential, big potential, if we can rally out of this. Right here. Am I saying it's going to? Not yet. Hadn't proved anything. Got to break above the roadmap line. Airbnb. Just chopping. Golly, that's choppy. It made the movers list just because of the price there. Let's see. I skipped a bunch of stuff. Let's go back up. PG. Nice pop, but not looking great. It may retrace. Pop this one up. Yeah, below the 618, we could get another extension down. Boil. Ugh. Natural gas just looks funky, man. I went through that last night. We got to hold above that box, that roadmap line. If we can't, like if we push down into this box, we can easily ramp right back down. I don't care what kind of bullish pattern usually holds in, fourth quarter. All of a sudden, oh, it's looking like we're going to have the warmest winter ever. And this thing plummets to the bottom of the box. Be careful out there. Gold, like I talked about a minute ago, that looks like we're about to break out. Get above these highs. Let's go. Go time. 195, 200, possibly even up here, 210, 220. ABT, still looking pretty bearish. That's right up to the, look at that pattern. Beautiful. 1272, right back up to the 100 on earnings and dropping extension lower right down here, 85. Can it break out and go higher? Sure, it can. Is it looking like it's going to right now? No. DRV. This is a leveraged real estate. Be careful. Bearish on real estate. Might be played out to the upside. Yeah. I'd watch for that to come back to the roadmap line right there. STT. Nice pop, but that's still very bearish until we get above these lower highs. SRTY. Ultra short Russell. And it looks kind of bullish. Like I was talking about the Russell a minute ago. That looking a little bullish. See, classic breakout, retrace, hold, go. That's what I was talking about on AMD yesterday. Breakout, retest, go. I did buy I bought a little early probably on a preliminary bounce. Looks like we may go down and actually test the line. We'll see. I'm going to send a new alert up here. 6. I may add to my position if we fully test it and then bounce back up. And if we just crush this support, I'll just have to liquidate and take the loss. ASML is still on a path to get down here. Retrace. We get down there and hold support. It can be game on for going higher. NVDA still showing weakness. We complete that head and shoulders. Watch out below. I am serious. Watch out. If you're holding NVIDIA, watch out. If you're holding SMCI, watch out for NVIDIA. Seems to move sympathetic to NVIDIA. Gosh sake, be careful. We can go right down there. We're holding that. Look, we moved down, came up, held the 618, extension lower, right down here, around 180. Be careful. Amble Marble, looks like it may get that extension lower. That was out to the 1272, back to the 100. Extension lower, 139. FNGU, just sitting at 160, right on the support box. Maybe like, well, if NASDAQ does a dip with the S&P, then this thing has to go down. Be careful. 3x leverage, and it doesn't necessarily stay pegged at 3x leverage, so be careful. You can unpeg and then get repegged. If we hold here, particularly if we hold the 155 on a dip, break back above this level right up here, 180, we're probably coming all the way up here, 250, maybe 283. Visa, getting slammed a little bit. That's a lower high. Probably needs to retrace back to the roadmap line before it can finish breaking out. This is actually a very positive looking chart, but turned down at the 618, so caution is advised. That's resistance at this point. That's why I always say watch for a break above. That's why my alert is sitting right up here for me for 243. If we get up there, I might consider a long on Visa. MasterCard in a similar pattern, a little bit lower. Didn't quite make it up to the 618. Want to see that move up through 410 to get me interested in MasterCard. All right. Yeah. Splat on, yeah. I wouldn't say it's manipulation. I mean, it's just us as a crowd of people doing what we do. IBKR, Interactive Brokers, showing a little weakness in the stock trading game. Looks like we go just a little bit lower on that one. 80. Find support there. That's a nice correction, and we can go higher. Baidu. Back into the box. Could it go lower? I don't know. We found support here lots of times in the past. This goes back to over here. Support, resistance, support. We're back to it. Can it break lower? Well, it could. It's being sympathetic to NVIDIA banning chips. They use NVIDIA chips, I guess. Does it affect their immediate profit? Not really. But it's China stuff. So China stuff's on my list of 4 things that don't necessarily work right all the time. 4 things are low price stuff, China stuff, leverage stuff, biopharma, medtech pharma. Those things don't always follow these patterns. Morgan Stanley right down to the 76, or the 1618, excuse me, 76. Can we find support here? I don't know. We may go on down to 70. It'd be beautiful if we found support here, though. Turn back higher. I drew that target, gosh, probably back in April. Finally got there in October. So as you can see, time, hardest thing to get right. But I tend to get the prices right. So. AZN, AstraZeneca, looks like it's chopping around. May push on down lower. So far, that's the downtrend. Be careful. SMH being sympathetic to NVIDIA. AVGO. Can we break out? We'll see. UAL keeps pushing lower. And AMAT. I did a bunch of these, didn't I? TSM. And like, could be positive. GMIB, SQM, and PDD. Down here. For China stuff, that looks pretty positive still. I mean, what? Pretty, I mean, that's a lot of strength, really. Pretty amazing. Right up to the 1618, back to the 100. Could go on the next extension. Could. But one of these times it's going to have to, and that next extension is 112, 115. But the risk is that we see a retrace back down to the roadmap line around 88. So it's like $10 upside versus like $20 on downside. Be careful on that one. Nothing's guaranteed at this point. And S&P getting the retrace. Bias for the day. Let's see. Let's zoom it up a little bit. And see what we got crack-a-lacking. Looks like we could get that bigger, deeper retrace. Be careful. We could hold the 50. We could hold the 618. 618 would be more better for make me feel better. Anyway, it just makes the pattern. Like 618 is typically the wave 2 target. 50 can be the target. 786 can be the target. 618 is typical. It's like more often than not. So we'll see what happens here today. There you go. That's kind of looking for that retrace today. All right. Have a great day, everybody. I hit MS in there a while ago. So There you go. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be in Discord if you want to come chat with me, hang out with me, whatever. And I'll see you tomorrow for another Morning Monster. We'll talk about what happened with Tesla and Netflix and the reaction. Hopefully we get that dip and then we rip tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping for. All right. Bye for now. Have a great day. The account just